talk just a little bit about, who did you study with at Shorter?
Who was Dr. Brian Horn.
He's at
Indiana University.
So did you study with him when you went to Indiana?
I studied with him for the first year that I was there, and then he encouraged me on to a new set of years.
Wow, that says a lot about him.
It really does.
I always really respected him anyways.
Yeah, he's a really phenomenal voice teacher. I think especially for me at the beginning, I was incredibly lucky to have him guiding me, and then incredibly lucky to have a voice teacher like him to say, now it's time for you to hear different things from another person. Because it takes a huge, huge person, I think, to be able to push you out of the nest onto another nest.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Will you just talk just a little bit about your training at Shorter? So let the high schoolers know how important it was for an undergrad program, and an undergrad program that is this small.
Yes.
And what the benefits were.
Well, I think the strength in this undergrad program lies is in the size. I think the fact that it's small, that the teachers are really one-on-one with you on a regular basis, is just the thing that you need at an age like this. The fact that there were student recitals for me to do, a couple of times a year, and that they really, the emphasis here when I was here was on recitals. It really works, I think, with art song in training to push you out, to make you your own performer. There's a different.
When you talk about art song, what do you just explain that?
Specifically, songs that aren't set in a storyline.
Right.
They can be in song cycles, but specifically songs that are. They're great art song composers, Schubert, Schumann, a lot of Lieder stuff. But specifically ones that aren't in operas. I think it's because each song is like a little 2 or 3 minute story that you get to tell, and so to have to tell this story, and to not only just have to tell this story, but several stories over the course of an hour, you have to become a really good storyteller. And when I was here at Shorter, I really got not just the experience of having to come up with the stories and having to communicate them, but also, I don't know so many schools that you would be able to go and do acting coaching. I coached with you.
Yes.
And, to be able to branch out and go do musical theater as well as the opera stuff.
Yes, you were interested in musical theater.
Very much so, very much so. I think it's such a great, for me, it stretches me in a way that opera doesn't offer a lot of times, not all the time, but it's keeping your imagination going, the creativity flowing. This place was really great because it was so small. I had a really concentrated amount of time. The 4 years that I was here was really concentrated artistically. It was really, really wonderful.
Yeah. That's great. I think that is a big plus for a small community like Shorter. One more question: will you always be solely the opera goddess, or will you ever cross over into musical theater?
I would love to cross over.
Really?
I always said, and I still stand by this, that opera is my marriage, but musical theater is my love affair.
Nice.
I adore it. It's what I began in that really got me into classical singing. And I still love it, especially for me vocally. The older stuff fits from like the early 1900s, really, really fits. But I really enjoy it. You can find me just about any day driving down the road blasting Wicked or something like that.
That's great. That's awesome. That's good to know, because I'd love to see you in a great musical.
I would love to be in one, and I still do quite a few of them.
Yeah,
so
that's
awesome. Songs for a New World with Jeffrey Self, actually, a couple of years ago.
Oh, really? Where was that?
It was here in Rome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, actually,
Jeffrey.
Rick Gomez and Linda Lister.
Oh, okay.
And myself and Angela McGree. And
Oh, I bet that was a great
it was a fantastic show. It was so much fun.
Sorry, I missed that. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up, but I wanted to thank you so much for doing this for the National Creative Society.
Absolutely.
I think it's very important, and I know I, for one, am going to try my best to plan my next New York trip in September.
Wonderful.
I would do, oh my gosh, it would just be so exciting to sit there in the Met and see you, darling.
I'm so excited to see you there.
I want that to happen so bad. I'm going to make it happen.
Please do.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.
Absolutely.